The next stage of this process is that this pranic essence, this is my term, I call it a pranic essence, is taken from the cells of the body by the nerves and is transported to two different locations in the body. One of these locations is the brain. And in his definition of prana, Gopi Krishna said it is an extremely subtle, as yet undiscovered by science, an extremely subtle substance which is responsible for the activity of thought and transference of impulse and sensation in living organisms. In other words, without this pranic fuel in our brains, we couldn't think. So, of course, science does not believe in this, but science has a lot to learn about the brain. So part of this pranic energy goes directly to the brain, but it's only carried to the brain by a very limited number, a set of nerves. And my personal belief is it might be the cranial nerves. There's 12 pairs of cranial nerves coming from the eyes, nose, ears, mouth, going straight into the brain. Maybe it's those that provide the brain with the prana that it needs for a person in with a state of normal consciousness to function. The majority of this pranic essence collected from the cells of the body by the nerves goes to the reproductive system. And it is stored in the fluids, specifically in the fluids of the reproductive system. Now, I know that there are physiological differences between males and females, and Gopi Krishna described it as a parallel process. It accomplishes the same thing, even though the physiology may be different. So the secretions in the reproductive organs are like the major storehouse of this pranic essence in the body. Now, this pranic essence can be used in two different ways. One is for sex and reproduction, and this pranic essence is really what is behind the pleasure we feel in sexual arousal and orgasm. Without that essence, we wouldn't have that pleasure. Gopi Krishna also stated that he believed that it was essential for insemination as well. Maybe the squiggly sperms, I don't know, but he made that point that it's necessary for insemination. So that is the one purpose that this pranic essence can be used for. And he said that when it's used for this purpose, it is converted from the essence in the reproductive system into a gross form, which is maybe necessary for it to produce that sensation of pleasure. I'm not sure.